Alrighty, so we're jumping right into this game now. We see both of them start with Talonflame. Definitely the start you want to see in just playing Greninja in general.
Yep. Both Talonflame starts is really, really good. Having the first turn advantage is huge in this matchup, especially if one of them whiffs. Like if Drew can't hit a Greninja and Travis does, this matchup is not going to look good for
pretty
him.
one-sided the entire
pretty
time.
one-sided, especially if Travis goes first.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think we should talk about the list differences.
Yep.
The biggest ones are that Drew is playing Bursting Balloon and Megaphone, and then Travis is playing playing a Lysander.
Yep.
So the biggest things that that's important for is if Drew can manage to if Travis whiffs the third Greninja and then Drew goes Bursting Balloon 2 turns in a row, that's really bad news because then he's killing with a Shadow Stitching if he has muscle on there, because that's so it's just bad. So Bursting Balloons are good if Travis can't hit the third Greninja. Travis, however, has Lysander, so Lysander let him go.
It seems like a sort of strange card to leave out of a deck like this. I know you're sniping and whatnot, but Lysander just seems like one of those cards that should be pretty standard.
Really strong
in a deck.
Yeah, I was talking to Travis about it before, and I was like, "What advantage do you think that you have over Drew?" And he said that he goes Muscle Band on a Greninja, Shadow Stitching. It's good. Drew can retreat and then Rough Seas.
Yeah,
and then he's down to a range where Travis can Lysander him and then kill with what's a Greninja second attack? Slash? No, that's the other one.
No, it's Moonlight Slash.
Moonlight Slash. He working Moonlight Slash the Greninja, and he's not in a threatened spot because if Drew has 2 Greninjas on the board and he Lysander kills one, even if he breaks the second one, it doesn't matter because one break isn't a threat. It doesn't threaten your board if you have 2 Greninjas.
Yeah.
Two Greninja breaks is the threat. So that's kind of an interesting play that Travis can make as a Lysander, but Drew needs to also whiff up. And when you start Talonflame, it's pretty unlikely to happen, honestly.
Yeah, and also we see, Drew's going second, so he's going to be able to attack with Talonflame, getting 2 cards out of his deck and doing the 40 damage. And he got the Bursting Balloon,
which is sticking on that Talonflame.
Definitely. And if Travis tries to attack next turn, he's going to have to take that 60 damage, which is pretty big. It's going to be really easy to snipe later on in the game.
Especially with setting up and how important that is for both of these decks. If Travis has to whiff a turn of Arrow Blitzing and Drew hits it, even if he's a turn behind, that doesn't matter. You need to hit Arrow Blitz.
And also something a bit different that could matter later on is Travis plays 1 XY Greninja as well. So he's going to be able to hit a 30 just for 1 energy.
Probably. I don't even think he'd drop that, because especially with Travis running Lysander, it would just get stalled out and then you would need to just waste an energy attachment on it. And that's really bad, especially to 0 AZ. No, I didn't have AZ in his list either. So you break the Shadow Stitching luck. I don't think if Drew is really thinking it through, if he drops the Mist Slash Greninja, I don't think that's the play at all.
I feel like it's something you're gonna have to drop if it's the only one that you have. Maybe you just need the breakout, something like that.
It's really situational, but maybe.
Plus, it has a retreat cost, which the other one doesn't.
Which is really bad.
Yeah,
retreat cost in this match is awful. We see Travis is going in for something with a dive ball. He's probably gonna grab Froakie.
Bursting Balloon is only if the Pokemon is damaged, right? So something like Shadow Duplicates, it wouldn't put 60 on itself.
No. If the active Pokemon's damaged, yeah. So that's something interesting they can do.
Yeah. So I think that's the play that I would be going for. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So he's going to put up that Frogadier, and he's just going to be able to Shadow Duplicates. Hopefully he doesn't have any of those other Frogadiers.
Water Duplicates.
Water Duplicates, sorry. Hidden Leaf Village, so you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Shout out to the weebs out there.
Yeah. So he's going to be able to get hopefully 3 out this turn.
Yeah. Which is a really smart play from Travis, honestly. If you have the Frogadier, having that SEP is really vital, especially when Drew's now forced to have the manually evolve, and Travis can start hitting those potential breaks before Drew hits a Shadow Stitching.
Definitely. Yeah. Oh, so he does have the 3rd.
Yeah, so he's got 3.
But
no Frogadiers prized.
Interesting. He looks like he's sort of debating putting the... Oh, and he doesn't.
Yeah. 3, no, because you just go for 3. You don't need
it makes sense.
And especially when the deck out war is so real in this matchup, keeping your resources in your deck, that 1 card can make all the difference.
And also something of a different... Andrew does play 2 Rare Candy in his.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Travis doesn't play Candy?
So potentially, he could get out
That's true.
his ninjas this
Especially
turn.
after he Talonflame last turn, I would not be surprised if he... Yeah, there we see it. See the rare Candy there.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, there's no way you don't do that, because then you get the first Shadow Stitching off, which is huge in this matchup.
Definitely.
But something like I said before, Drew is now down to that 2 Greninja, which is not in a good position, because if Travis can go Muscle Band, Shadow Stitching, and then Brew doesn't hit a 3rd Greninja before that time, it's not so good.
It looks like he'll just go for the Moonlight Slash, just because at this point you're not going to be. It's unlikely that you're going to be able to get a breakout in that turn.
Yeah, I mean Travis does run a Wally, but it's not.
Yeah,
exactly. It's not to the point of being a threat.
Yeah, and if he does get it, that's also going to be his support for the turn.
Yeah,
so it's going to put him
Travis
back
have
enough
a really
to
wombo combo hand to.
Oh, definitely,
definitely have that be
especially these decks that probably I would say the strongest deck out there right now that doesn't play any Shaman.
Yeah, yeah. Groudon is also real strong, but
that is true.
But Greninja's
looking at performance though,
top 2.
Yeah,
very
exactly.
true. Very true. Yeah, this is, there was another Groudon in top 8, but it got bopped by this Greninja.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you look at percentage of like number of people playing it.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah,
but it definitely is a really strong deck. And it is only 3 bursting blows, so he has only the 2 left in deck.
I don't think Travis is going to have that big turn, especially after not like Arrow Blitzing last turn. Like he could have potentially had it if he had an Arrow Blitz, but without the Arrow Blitz, I don't think you can hit that unless you get a little lucky.
Andrew definitely he did this turn justice. Like he did really well.
Oh yeah, no, that's definitely the play.
Yeah, getting out that the Greninja with the rare candy definitely put him back into this pretty easily.
Yeah. Especially if Travis would have whiffed the Greninja, then you just Moonlight Slash again, and then you're up to prices, and they have 1 Frogadier left, which is so bad news. But just solid play from both players. They both really know what they're doing. Clearly, they've thought it out and they've tested the matchup. Both starting Talonflame. I think something that could also be really big, especially in best of 3, is not having one player start Talonflame and one player not. That can be really detrimental to your win. Like, I don't know, just being able to set up and do what Drew's doing and hit the Moonlight Slash and kill Frogadiers. If you can be aggressive and just deny the other player's setup, then that's like just one way you can win.
And also just like it's gonna come down to those like key small components that are different in their lists.
Bursting Balloon is
Bursting Balloon is really big. Travis plays a Battle Compressor.
Kind of odd, but all right.
Which I sort of like the Battle Compressor in.
It's like good for supports, I guess.
Yeah,
it's just
and you're able to you're gonna able to if you get it early. Yeah, you're gonna be able to drop all the Talonflames.
Yeah,
that clunk up your hand.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Especially playing
for the Talonflames, that seems worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's interesting. Like both of these lists are pretty close, but they're a good 4 or 5 cards different.
Definitely.
Like they're both playing Ace Trainer, but Travis is playing just more consistency stuff. Like he's playing a 30 Evo Soda instead of a second one.
Yep.
He's got that the muscle bands in there as well as the Lysander. It's just little things that in the mirror can make all the difference. I think Bursting Balloon is going to be one of those big things, especially if Travis is not able to set up a bunch of Greninjas. Like if you can't retreat and heal through them, Bursting Balloon damage is going to stick.
Which, talking about healing, it's sort of interesting. We haven't seen any rough seas out this entire game.
Yeah, no rough seas. Commentator's curse. There's a rough seas.
Oh. Down say there isn't one, look up and there's one.
So yeah, Drew hits this break. It's
pretty big. At this point, Drew really probably wants to get another frog down on his bench.
Yep.
Same with Travis though. He's back a few turns.
Yeah,
for sure.
They both need a 3rd frog, and if Travis can't hit that, but Drew doesn't run a Lysander in this list. If he did, Lysandering the Frogadier and mislashing it would be an amazing play. Like if you can get them down to 1 Greninja and you have 2 out, like that's so good because they can't retreat and heal. Right? They have no options at that point, and you just win after you get that Greninja.
Just talk about a sec. Said out. Canadian.
Out like a Canadian.
Yeah.
How do you say out?
Out.
Out.
Out. Well, it seems like he retreats. His Talonflame has 80 on it for this Greninja. We could see his Shadow Stitching this turn for sure.
And that's not that bad. Keeping the depth on the Greninja is good because you never know. Like if it comes down to it, like that that knockout might be like another prize, which is another card that you have in your deck. Like you just never know. Like the minutia things in this matchup are so big. Like having the small amount of cards in your deck like that you need are just massive.
Yeah, so we see a muscle band go down on that Greninja. That 20 damage, it's pretty big actually. So he'd be able to hit for 60 shadow stitching, then 30 because of Rusty's. So it's the little things that count, and we see an N come out from Travis. I don't think shortening either player's hand by at least a card both ways.
Not a big amount that matters.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know. I've played this matchup a few times, and a lot, like a good amount of the time, if both players are able to set up and keep Greninjas out, it's a deck out war. Like you play to deck them out, and having those little cards in your deck are really big. And not to mention taking prizes early is really big, because now if Drew can manage to take another prize, he's now drawing 4 off an end instead of 6, and those 2 cards might be big. Like it's just little things that might change at what's closer to the end of the game. That might be really big.
Definitely. And like. Also, so Travis plays 2 Splash Energy. He's already used one of them.
Yeah.
Andrew only plays the one.
The one, yeah.
Which could come in handy for Travis.
Definitely.
Like, he was already able to pick up 1 with a Froakie and put it right back down.
Especially when you can waterfall them. Like, as soon as you have other...
Yeah.
Like, you'd only optimally want 1, but if you have a Frogadier and a Froakie in play and your Greninja just dies with a Splash, you're still not in bad position, right? You don't have to hit those 2 cards. You don't have to hit Greninja and the Froakie because you already have them.
Yeah. Probably opting for another Shadow
Yeah,
Stitching.
we see Travis counting cards here because of that deck out at the end of the game and how big that is.
Yeah.
He's just counting how many cards each player has in the board, and it's just... He knows the matchup. Travis knows what he's doing.
Definitely. And it looks like he's just going to go for the Shadow Stitching. He decides not to attach the Muscle Band, though.
Which is not even that bad of a play, because if you have 2 Greninjas, the damage is gone anyway. You retreat Rough Seas, and then you come back and you Rough Seas, and then damage.
Might as well keep those cards in your hand in case Drew decides to play an N at some point.
Never know. I don't know what Travis did, but he looks kind of upset. I'm not sure what he did. I'm not quite sure. Maybe he's just thinking about playing the muscle. Like, maybe he's not sure about it.
Yeah.
Muscle Band lets you, especially with these 2 Greninjas, like the other one's a break, so it's not a huge deal, but
yeah,
like you never know. Like if you can kill this one before it evolves into a brick. Like say you Shadow Stitch it, right, and you have the muscle on there. There's 60 reduced down to 30, and then now that Greninja has 50 on it. If Travis has Lysander in his hand, and this is all really like important to Travis, using that Lysander is a big deal because it's that one less card. But say he hits that Greninja and then it retreats, obviously. Travis hits the Lysander and the Moonlight Slash. Drew is now down to 1 Greninja, and that's really bad. You cannot hit the damage off. So I think dropping the Muscle Band is the play here. I think I don't know what his hand is, but if he has an out to go Lysander, 100% play. Because then you can clear his board of 2 Greninjas, and you're in a really good spot.
Even at this point, if Drew doesn't know that he plays a Lysander, it could be pretty big because... Oh, interesting.
And
so
that's a good play. That's exactly what we're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Even if Travis hits the break here, he has 1 Greninja, and it's not going to be healing, which is really bad news. Oh, yeah.
It does not look
not
good.
Looking so hot.
And I think that's what Travis was... you could sort of tell on his face something wrong with.
Yeah,
After I thought he did like card counts in his head, and he realized this deck out's not going to work. But then I think he realized that he needed to retreat.
Yeah, and I think if you're Travis here, depending on how the next few turns go, you might scoop the game. Like depending on how the next few turns go, because then you can hit potentially 2 deck out games. Because these deck out games take a long ass time,
especially with a 75-minute timer and no ties. Like it's gonna happen.
What I think is gonna happen here is Travis is gonna try to take the knockout on Drew's Greninja, and then they're down to 1/1 Greninja War, which is bad for Travis because he has damage on the Talonflame. But I think he's going to try to Moonlight Slash this active Ninja.
We see an end, so Drew's going to go down to 4 cards.
Yep. It's a little bit better.
Yeah.
He does have a water on that Bedgar Ninja, so it's not going to be a huge deal, but hitting the 4 cards is big when you potentially can't hit the water energies, because hitting water energy for the giant water shuriken is going to be really big at these turns in the game.
Definitely. And the problem I have with Greninja is it plays so many Pokemon that you just can't get rid of in your hand, you know? So I've had several times I'll be playing it. Yeah, exactly. You'll draw, it's all Pokemon, and you're like, oh, I can't get rid of these. Otherwise, I know I'm going to lose game.
Which is fine when you start Talonflame, but especially when you're digging and you intentionally haven't thinned your deck because you know decking out is such a big fear.
Yeah.
You just clump really hard when a mid game or especially a late game end comes. You just dead raw.
Yeah.
And so Travis is scooping this game, which I think is really smart. He missed the water, which is what he needed to kill a Greninja. If he misses the water, then yeah. Which I think is a good call from Travis. Like, if you know you can't win this game, you may as well move to the next 2.
Definitely.
Give yourself time to.
Yeah, I totally agree. So definitely wanting to go first. It's such a crucial part, especially with a deck like this where you have to evolve to be able to start doing stuff.
Going first is going to be big. Starting Talonflame is going to be big. If either of the players don't start Talonflame, I think it's almost you're done. Almost. Unless you have a fire hand, it's kind of ironic they're playing both water decks. But
so just as a fire, I think of like Volcanion coming up in this new season with like standard. What are your thoughts on like the new standard format?
You know, Travis and I were actually just talking about new standard format, and we had some pretty interesting discussion. He said, and I agreed with this. He said that his theory is that for those of you that played in the 2013 format, when Big Basics was a thing, Big Basics was huge, and then ability decks came in to beat the Big Basics decks, and they did. And then Big Basics threw in Garbodor and beat the ability decks, which are like Volcanion and Greninja. Those are the 2 really strong ability decks right now.
Yeah.
And then as soon as Garbodor is put into decks, you rotate back to the format where Big Basics is now best deck in the format again because you beat the Garbodor decks. Yeah. So Travis and I were talking, and he said that something similar is going to happen. That like when you drop an ability deck that's really strong, like a Greninja or a Volcanion deck, people are going to see that, especially with no tool removal in format. They're going to up the Garbodor.
That is like
100%.
The strangest thing. We haven't seen a tool remove card in a really long time.
There's actually one. There's a Rattata. It doesn't matter for Garbodor, but you can drop a Rattata on your bench and remove a tool from the active. It doesn't matter for Garbodor, but it's an ability. But that's what we have, and there's also a Cincino that has an ability, or that has an attack that discards a tool. But both awful options.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, not anything like a tool scrapper or
nothing.
a Starly Megaphone. Windstorm, if you know that card.
Yeah, I know.
Windstorm was one of the most
really good cards.
Excellent cards. It did stadiums and
it was in combination of 2 of any of them.
Yeah, exactly. So
I don't know what Travis started here. If it's a Talonflame, that's really good. If it's not a Talonflame, that's really rough stuff. Drew needs to hit a Talonflame. 2 mulligans, that's really good for Travis. Mulligans are super big in this game. If you can afford to keep the setup, it's just really strong.
Yeah, definitely. And also with Drew like mulliganing, that's definitely what Travis wants to see. Yeah. He's going to need that turn that just sort of gets him there.
Little things are big. Minutia, as a term, I've already mentioned Minutia before, but like Minutia as a concept is kind of important in some matchups, but in this matchup, it's really big.
Yeah. And we see both of them starting with Talonflame. I feel like if you see any Ninja player starting with 2 basics, he definitely got the Talonflame. Yeah. The chances of him getting 2 of his 3 Ferrokies, of his 3 basic Pokemon,
probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
And honestly, if I were playing this and I started Talonflame and the hand was trash, I'd probably still keep it. I'd keep it and start Talonflame because the risk of not starting Talonflame is so detrimental for this matchup.
Yeah,
it's too bad. Like you just I don't know. If I'm playing this deck, like usually I keep Talonflame if I have an energy and a supporter. I usually keep Talonflame.
Yeah.
If not, I'll go for a new hand. Like if I have a supporter, maybe I'll keep it. It kind of depends on feeling and the rest of the hand.
I feel like if you also sort of like 2 Frogadiers in your hand.
Yeah,
and a Talonflame?
Probably shut them back in.
Yeah.
And like it's dependent on hand, but
so you see the
this is juicy.
Oh yeah,
so this is really juicy.
The way that Andrew could come back from this is Wally, that he doesn't play.
He doesn't play. Yeah, so that's an amazing play from Travis. Drew now has to dedicate an energy to the Froakie to retreat it, and he's not arrow blitzing. So Travis, that might provide the turn Travis needs to
possibly see a bubble?
Get ahead. Maybe. I feel like that'd be bad.
Put the energy somewhere else.
I don't know. I don't know. Bubble is okay, but
I mean, bubble.
If you have Aero Blitz, if I'm Travis, I assume that I'm probably going to get bubbled next turn. So I give myself something that lets me, like, I don't know. If he gets the head, that's good, though. If he gets the head, that's good. Because Travis is going to probably want to set up and give himself cards that'll let him water duplicates next turn.
Definitely.
That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So, like, the bubble for the retreat is big. Travis play any switching cards?
No. So Travis doesn't play an AZ, switches, skate rope.
Yeah, I mean, most
something like that.
AZ.
Yeah. But he doesn't play anything to get it on the active.
No, that could be good. And we're going to go for the bubble.
Yep, there it is.
That's the heads. See ya.
Sort of backfiring on him,
yeah,
but at the same time,
yeah,
it's a little wish-washy on that part.
Yeah.
I mean, the Lysander was really good, but then again, heads on bubble is really good.
Also good,
We see Frogadier down.
Yeah, I think Travis really wants to hit a Froakie this turn. If he misses a Froakie this turn, that's kind of big. Especially when Drew got 2 Froakies on board and rare candies. Like, rare candies are going to be a big part of this matchup. Lysander, yeah, it's not looking so good.
So he did the S-Seeker for the Lysander again.
If Drew can hit rare candy, Greninja, which he'd have to have a dope hand because he hasn't Aero List yet.
Yeah.
But if he can hit it like off of an end or whatever, then that's pretty good. And you're in a really good spot if you're Drew. Because you start Shadow Stitching and the damage stays on the board because of Talonflame.
Oh, we see a Bursting Balloon. So it pretty much forces him to Shadow Duplicates.
Yeah. Which is fine.
Yeah.
As Travis, it's not a big deal. Especially if you like, yeah, it's fine.
We see a Sycamore. I definitely see an Energy. Little. It's a bit strange. So you're looking for that rare candy Greninja, which we see the dive ball.
Yeah,
I was about to say water ball.
The
water ball.
Yeah, so Dive Ball's going to either get a
Froakie.
Frogadier
Yep.
or a Greninja, depending on what's in his hand.
I believe I saw a Greninja in his hand. Right. So he has it in hand.
Yeah.
Definitely searching through, seeing how many Frogadiers he has in his deck. Probably just wants to play 2 of them out of the 3 if he has the 3.
Yeah.
We also see the special water go down in case he plays down that other
Greninja. Yeah, because Greninja
takes the
Greninja
prize.
Mist Slash is really good.
Yeah.
You also have to hit into that balloon if you're Greninja Moonlight Slash, which is not great, not something you really want to be doing. Like especially if you're not providing, like I don't know, if you're not providing Shadow Stitching that turn, getting hit with a burst balloon is not good. It just, especially when Drew's playing the. I get in the math here. Okay, so if Drew if he goes for the XY Greninja right on the Frogadier, and then he rare candies into. Drew can kill Travis's only Greninja if he has to do that. Okay, so hear me out. So Drew goes evolve one of these into a Greninja XY, right? And then evolves the other one into a Moonlight
He's the
Slash.
one that plays it.
Oh.
Only
Travis
Travis
okay,
plays
never
it.
mind. I thought
Too bad.
That's not true. But that would have been a dope option. Like evolve it and then have the Muscle Bend as well.
Oh, yeah.
And you kill it. And then you just win the game. But
There's nothing you can really do
no
at that
XY
point.
Greninja. Travis is thinking, he's gonna go for the water duplicates, which I think is the play. You don't want to Aero Blitz. I don't know what his hand is, but you still don't want to Aero Blitz.
Which
He's got an end in his hand. He's
which
fine.
is going to put Drew ahead in prizes. Because he's going to be able to do the Moonlight Slash only because the end. Interesting. So if Drew can't get the Greninja, which is pretty unlikely to be honest,
And
6
both of them,
cards.
as long as Travis doesn't have a Frogadier prize, I think he's fine.
Yeah.
Because then he's up a prize, but who cares? Because both of you have 3 Greninjas out. And then you're playing the Deck Out War.
Yeah, exactly.
Because as soon as three Greninjas hit the board, you play the Deck Out War. But pre-game, there's a lot of interesting stuff that'll happen. But after that, you're just playing the not Deck Out.
Yep.
Which might be where bursting balloons are not great. Because if you're playing a Deck Out War and you play down a bursting balloon, that's 3 less cards.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to have to be one of those very well-timed things.
Very well timed, yeah. We'll see what Travis got here. He really needs to. He might have drawn a Frogadier off of that. I can't tell if it's a Greninja. Okay. Yeah, if there's a Frogadier off that, that'd be really bad.
Yeah.
But I still think he's fine. Drew doesn't play Lysander either, so Travis, if he hits a Froakie and 2 Frogadiers, that's not. He hits all 3. So Travis is fine.
Yeah.
He's money. This is probably going to be a lot of a Deck Out War, which is great to watch. But both players have to be really intentional, really smart about it, right? Like if you're playing Deck Out War and you're willy-nilly dropping bursting balloons, or I don't know, having the second splash energy might be big too if he's able to go knockout.
And I did see the splash energy in Travis's hand. So draws for turn, and hopefully he does have that Greninja to take the knockout.
If Drew can whiff, Travis has got a good shot.
Definitely.
If Drew whiffs the Greninja, Travis is in a difficult position. Ooh, goes
for N, I believe.
Yeah, goes for N. So it really depends what Drew draws off this. Travis is in a very safe position, having 4 Greninjas. Super safe. Everyone has free retreat. Everyone's staying alive. Even if something gets killed, you have 3 Greninjas. Drew, on the other hand, if he whiffs, Travis can go for a Moonlight Slash, kill this Frogadier, and then Drew's down to 2 Greninjas, which is not great when your opponent has 3. That's really not what you want. Do you have a player who you'd like rather win? Do you know any of these players?
No, not particularly. I mean, I think I've seen and played Drew before several times. Travis has been a new player to me. I haven't really talked to him much, but they're both great players. Both they both have they both done really well in this tournament. But at this point, no, not really. I can't really.
Do you have a favorite, like, based on list that you
based
think
on list? I prefer the bursting balloon.
Yeah, I feel like the early game bursting balloon is really important.
Yeah, and I also like how it makes your Night March matchup just that much better.
Yeah, that's true. I'm a little bit of a Travis fan. I'm a bit of a Travis fan favorite.
Yeah.
We're friends. We've been friends for about a year now. But yeah, he's a really cool dude. Really chill dude. A little bit of bias there. Kind of want my boy to win, but the way things are looking, either of these players can take it. Honestly,
definitely. Drew winning the first. It's like the first 6 turns on both sides
are very important.
Yeah,
very important.
That decides the rest of the game.
Yeah. And we see Drew gets an attack off, and he hits the second Greninja too. So that's not even that bad.
Yeah.
Travis goes for. Yeah, Travis has 2 Greninjas out. He's totally fine. Something Travis can do that's kind of neat is Lysander kill the Froakie if he has that option, which is okay, but it also opens you up to break. Especially with 2 Greninjas out, that's just not a great plan because they can go break, and then double giant water shuriken kill you, which is sketchy. But
it looks like he's just going to go for the probably Moonlight Moonlight Slash?
No,
probably
he's going to
Shadow Stitch.
Shadow Stitch is way better.
He started grabbing that energy like he was about to, but that's definitely not the move he wants to do.
Sketchy.
Unless he actually believes that.
Okay. And Rough Seas, put that down to 10. And here we go. Why is it a 30? That should be 10.
He Rough Seas.
Yeah, right, but Moonlight Slash is 40, right?
Yeah, 40 minus the 30 is 10.
Right, so there's 30 on there.
Oh, it's 10.
Is it 10?
It's okay. So I sent in the story on the dice.
Okay.
They say Mr. Ren on
because that looks like 30.
Yeah. Oh no, I totally agree. I'm remaking them. I said I'd like the name around the one.
Oh. Yeah.
And they just put straight across.
That's a 3, dude.
It's a 3. It looks like a 3, but it's a 1.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. As long as players know, that's fine.
So, and we see Shadow Stitching. It has begun.
And Shadow Stitching. I'm glad this didn't happen in the first game. Tress is probably counting his cards. I feel like at one of these turns, Travis is going to count his cards and make sure that he's ahead. And if he's not, that's going to be bad news.
Yeah.
If you're ahead, you can hold your cards forever and force your opponent to end, and then they have that one less card too, right? So you can always do that until they deck.
Yeah.
But if you're not in that position, that's really bad. And see, I think Drew is intentionally leaving the Froakie. I think he's leaving the Froakie. Maybe not, but maybe just
for the bait.
But maybe the bait. No, maybe the bait.
Sure.
Make Travis think about it. Make Travis think, hey, maybe he doesn't have 2 breaks. He hasn't evolved them yet. When he might have them in the hand, and because he may as well, right? There's no point in leaving the Froakie, especially with an energy on there.
Yeah. There's really there's no point of even getting out another Greninja at this point.
There's no point because you might keep the cards in your deck.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know if that's really intentional of him, or he might be doing that to keep cards in deck. He might be doing that to bait Travis. I don't think Travis is going to fall for it.
Yeah,
I don't think Travis will fall for it.
At this point, they're in top 4 now, and you played this deck so much, you know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know what's happening,
and you know how to bait people. I don't know, players at this high level don't just play the game They play super in depth. They bait. They half play a Versus Seeker and then put it back in maybe a Getsus bait if the opponent has a Getsus in the discard. There's just a lot of high tier plays that aren't honestly really talked about. It's really rare to see them talked about. There's some cool stuff that you can do in this game.
Yeah,
it's all within the rules, but just spooky stuff.
Yeah. it's not it's a sort of gray area of Pokemon. You know what I'm saying? Like there are times that it's stalling is such a is a word that you don't want to say the word stalling, even though
Burn the witch.
Yeah, exactly. It's such a like when you come out of your match just like, oh, I was stalled. It's like that's the
so
worst.
gray. It's very gray area.
Yeah,
and some people,
but
you know,
that's how you sometimes have to play it.
Yep.
Of course, you have to stay within your rules.
You have to do it legally.
Yeah.
And I think that there's a difference between like stalling and I don't know. Like for me, in my opinion, if I'm playing you, right, and say I have like a Vileplume or something, and you're drawing and you're not clearly don't have anything in your hand, so you draw. If you think on your hand for 15 seconds and you count it out every single time, that's shady to me.
No, that is
it's legal.
Stalling.
It's legal.
Yeah,
it's technically legal, but it's super shady and like just not of a good character to me.
In the rules right now, there's no allotted amount of time. So it's
action.
Yeah,
I thought it was 15 seconds.
It was.
Okay.
So now it's actually up to the judge's perception.
Okay.
So 15 seconds is that sort of guideline. You shouldn't take more than 15 seconds. Right. But if someone is consistently taking 15 seconds per action, that is actually stalling.
Yep.
And we are seeing the draw shadow stitching.
Yeah. This is pretty much how this is gonna go.
Yeah. If he didn't have that special water energy on, he could probably just move the damage and continue.
But anyway,
it really comes down to how you play the ends.
Yeah, the ends are going to be big.
Yeah,
ends are going to be
hand
massive.
size and price.
Each player, like if you look at Travis' hand right now, it's about the size of his deck.
Yeah.
The first player to play an end, I think, loses.
Yeah.
First to play an end loses because it's a deck out war, and that's one less card in your deck, and now you're going to have to play an end first again. Especially, oh man, that one price might be big though.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about because
one
five cards,
one less card,
and if you play
I don't know the count though.
Actually, if Drew were to play the end, I don't think it would affect him as much, like at all at this point.
Yeah, I know it's in each player's discard.
Exactly.
As players, they should be really vigilant about that. Counting your opponent's discard, counting your opponent's deck, and counting your own discard in your deck, and how many cards you have in play in your hand. Yeah. That's really important to know as a player at this point in the game. But it's tough to make a call as judges from this point. Like it's not.
Yeah.
Not a thing that we can really see. I once got baited super hard as a player, as went into a cities. I won the game, don't worry about it. But anyway, my opponent was the Yveltal Maxi's Mirror, and I had to get in my discard, and my opponent was down to 2 cards in hand, and he half played a Versus Seeker, and he decided against it, but I saw the Versus Seeker go down from his hand.
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe just got VS. Maybe just got it. And then I just got to get this it, and then I had a game. Because he wanted to keep his options open. He wasn't sure, but he was kind of... from my perspective, I was like, maybe he's afraid of the Getsis. Maybe he also doesn't want to seal his doom in case I do something spooky. Because you never know. VS is just such a versatile card. It's
really
way
is.
better than having the support in your hand, right? So I see that, and then I go for Getsis. I VS for the Getsis in my discard. I use it, and then he's like, okay, shows me his hand. It's a Maxis and a VS. And I was like, oh no. And then he hits the Galley next turn. Top decks an Arc and hits the Galley, and I was like, shoot. But just super neat plays that you can do like that nobody will talk about in a 6 prizes article.
Yeah, yeah. It's those little things. It's like you're saying earlier, very gray area. Because on one hand, he may have actually thought about doing this. Maybe not wanting to see what he drew. At the same time, he's like, "Oh, get this. Let's make sure he knows that I have this card that would give me an
Yep. And it's just some spooky cool stuff and some stuff that is over the line. And
yeah,
I don't know. Always communicate with people that you test with on that and see if the general consensus is that you're good. Because you don't want to be playing like that in a tournament. You don't be doing shady stuff in a tournament when it easily can be oh no, stalling for 15 seconds is kind of scum. When people might.
Yeah, exactly. And as we see, just checking back into the board state,
it's just going to shadow stitch. Boom, shadow stitching. And Travis has picked up a hand.
Oh, that's
thick,
actually interesting. So he actually attached a muscle band.
Oh.
I haven't seen him pick anything up in count.
Yeah, me neither. I haven't seen that either, which is really important. Ooh, Lysander, this is the play I was talking about. Okay, dope. I bet you
he's going to be able to take the knockout.
Because he can't hit the break. Okay. This is really good.
Let's be realistic, though. that Froakie's been sitting on the bench. The likelihood of him having a rare candy
very
is
high.
so high.
He's definitely got it. I mean, but he can't hit the break, right? So it doesn't matter. Especially when, I don't know. And maybe he like has counted. Maybe he knows, and he knows that like Drew's gonna play those cards down, and that's that amount less cards in his hand. You know, maybe that's the amount that you need to have with the deck out, and maybe he knows that. Maybe he's baiting that, which is just that's such a high level of play that it's impressive to me. Travis just really knows what he's doing in this matchup, honestly.
Definitely.
He's got a miss slash here. He's got a miss slash or shutout. Nope.
There's the break.
Moonlight slash.
Moonlight. Yep.
Or he's mixed up slash and
for a hand. There's so many different slashes.
Weird. Shadow Stitch.
And
you know, if Drew played a Wally, I'd be really afraid right now if I were Travis. I don't think that's.
I don't believe.
No, he doesn't. But like, if he did, something he could do is break, rare candy, Greninja, Wally break, and now you're in a really bad spot.
Yeah.
Which he doesn't play Wally, so it's not a knock threat, but something that might be reversed later if Drew tries to make a play like this against Travis.
Yeah. We see his teammates go down, so now he definitely has everything.
He definitely has everything he needs.
Which is sort of funny is he didn't have it before.
Yep.
But now he has the teammates for it.
Yeah, his deck is really thick like that. And you know, Travis used 2 cards. He used Break and a Muscle Band, and now he's forcing Drew to use at least 1 card, the teammates, and he's probably going to go Rare Candy Frogadier. That's 3 cards.
Yep.
And he might even break.
Why not?
Why not? Because deck out. But
yeah, it's true. Of course, we don't know the counts on like ends and.
Travis do a quick count of his deck there. I think Travis's deck is a little bit thicker than Drew's. I'm not 100% sure, but it looks a little bit thicker. Yeah, we see everything in the hand there. Drew's got both candies in the discard now, so that's not a huge deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes for the break. Okay. Might want to just drop 60 on something, you know. On the Talon thing, maybe.
Why not?
What do we have for time right now? Really important when it comes to matchup.
38.
Yeah, so we're probably getting the 3rd game in, honestly.
Oh yeah, I could definitely see that.
And sudden death in this matchup is really bad if you're not going first.
Yeah, because then you stretch for it.
You have to go so deep to hit that knockout. Otherwise, you're just done.
And I think Travis actually has the advantage on it. Lysander.
I think so too. Yeah. That's so big. Actually,
yeah,
that's really big. But at the same time, I don't know, because Drew also has Rare Candy. Rare Candy might be bigger.
Oh man,
I think Rare Candy gives you the advantage.
So hard
I think Rare Candy gives you the advantage.
Yeah,
I think that's better, especially when he plays 2 and Travis only plays 1.
Okay, then it also comes down to
who's start.
Yeah, exactly.
And Bursting Balloon. Bursting Balloon is really big as well, because if Drew goes Bursting Balloon, this is a really spooky matchup. Play this matchup with your friends, guys. You'll have a good time.
Yeah.
And if your friends are bad, you'll beat them.
Oh man. So you played in the main event, correct?
I did, yeah.
And how did you end up?
I ended up 5-1-3. In the 3rd round, I was 101. In the 3rd round, I left my deck box on the table.
With your deck inside?
With my deck and dice inside. So I put my mat away, and my opponent asked me about like a play that he made. He was like, "Oh, what do you think about this play?" And I was like, "Oh, like I wouldn't consider it a misplay because it was like a kind of so-so play, but like I can see why you would do it, but like this play would have been better." Anyway, we talked about a play that he made for like 2 minutes. And like he was like, "Oh, like, good luck your next round," and he shook my hand, and I just grabbed my bag and I left. I forgot my deck box on the table because I had been talking to him. So anyway, I go and hang out with friends, and next round get called, and I check where I'm at, and I go to my table, and I check my bag, and my deck's gone. And I'm like, "Oh shoot, like I just left it on the table, I'll go grab it." So I go look for it, and nowhere to be seen. Go check, lost and found, also nowhere to be seen. So I'm like really stressing at this point. I was like, maybe someone just grabbed it and like forgot to hand it in, you never know. So I look around, ask a bunch of tables, they make an announcement, no dice, and I kind of like had to do a little bit of soul searching because I had 2 decisions at that point. I could either rebuild the deck and play the rest of the tournament, or scoop and drop the tournament. And I'm from Canada, so like I spent a good amount of money getting here, and I'm pretty dedicated to doing well at the tournament. So you know, I kind of sat by myself for like 10 minutes, and I was like, let's do it, let's put this deck together. So I rushed around, got a bunch of cards, and barely made it for next round. Spent about $20 on like singles and sleeves and stuff.
Wow.
And then we got the deck back together. That was my only loss of the day, was when I didn't have my deck. It's kind of a shame because I was playing a pretty good matchup too. I was playing like Plume Boss, and I was playing against a Trevenant deck, but I was also playing Latias EX. So it just anyway, yeah. So I was also not the only one to get my deck stolen that day. There was 2 other Vile Box decks that got their that got stolen. Kieran Wagner got his deck stolen, and a friend of mine, Kyle, also got his backpack stolen with his deck and laptop in it. So yeah, it's just. It's honestly a shame, and I don't know.
Gino Lombardi.
Ooh, shoutouts. That's funny. But yeah, like I don't know. I think part of it might partially be because of the money that's involved in the event. Part of it.
This isn't a Yu-Gi-Oh event.
Yeah, it's not a Yu-Gi-Oh event, but you know, there's big money on the line. There's people who might be here.
Yeah.
I mean, well, like I'm talking about like the.
Oh no, I understand what you mean. Now.
Yeah. But like you just never know. Like we have 450 people in this event.
Yeah.
And if you were to ask me to guess before rewards, I'd say maybe 300, 350 people.
Really?
I think so. That's a good size regionals for Arizona.
It is.
And like when I went to SoCal last year, it was about like 370 people. So there's a good amount more people here than there would be, I think, without the reward money. Mm-hmm. And some of those people, you know, might just not be people of character. And I don't know, just be aware of that. Like as you go to tournaments in the next little while, especially with stipends. Like, you never know. Like I don't want to call it people's character, and I know the community's great. Like I had 5 or 6 people help me rebuild my deck after I lost it, which is great.
And there's stories like that all the time.
Yeah, shout out to the community, like Dustin Zimmerman. I was a majority of that. Josh Fernando, Jacob Wagner, just a bunch of them like helped me put my deck together, which is dope. But at the same time, like being ignorant to what is potentially a problem doesn't solve the problem. So just be aware.
Definitely.
That's what I recommend.
So something I've sort of noticed, just like watching the game, is Drew definitely learned from that mistake.
100%.
He put both those breaks down as soon as he could. Because just leaving them the regular, it gives Travis room to be able to take knockouts. And at this point, I think Drew is going to deck out first.
Yeah. And that's what I was saying before. He's got a
7 cards deck in Travis' deck.
And Drew's looking maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah.
But I'm sure Drew has an N and maybe 4 Ns and maybe 4 Versus Seekers in his hand. So we're probably going to be doing this for the next little while.
Yeah. Yep.
Which is fine. It's just how the matchup goes. And if you can't make something happen the first couple turns of the game, you know, this is kind of how it goes, which is fine.
This matchup, watching it, is a really big roller coaster ride. There are these times like this that it's super boring.
Yeah.
It's just literally we're not even talking about the match. Yeah. But there's those key moments.
Last card.
Yeah.
So we're going to see an in from Drew.
Definitely. There's those key moments that are just so crucial. So in game 1, all the stuff that happened then, and also in this potential sudden death that could be going into, completely changing playstyles.
Yeah. 100%.
To the end.
Something that I kind of want to see from Drew here, is like maybe later, is a potential bursting balloon attachment, because that lets you go. Like if you attach a bursting balloon, there's no damage that's going to be retained on the other Greninja.
Yeah,
and it just potentially opens the place. But like if you go because he only has the Fragile ER, right? He doesn't have the other Greninja. Say he prized the other Greninja because he plays the XY, it just potentially opens up a play where he can go like, I don't know. Yeah, maybe. It's just damage that will be retained on board.
Yeah, sort of interesting.
Like I don't know what he can do with that 60. If it was maybe like if it was 70, he could light slash with a muscle, but the 60 maybe doesn't seem so good anymore.
Yeah.
No, none of the like double think about the numbers. It's not that.
It doesn't add up, especially with 170.
It's real close,
HP
but it's not.
Yeah.
It's not perfect.
He'd still be able to go back and forth with him.
Yep.
And heal off all that damage.
Yep. So here's some more retreating.
Yep. Some more retreating. Some more healing.
With
rough seas.
It's so weird to see like just how different this matchup is than Greninja's regular matchups. Because if you see Greninja gets a Night March, you will be throwing shurikens every single day of your life, and you will be shadow stitching and then like throwing more shurikens. And then in this matchup, you just retreat and then you do 10 damage. You do like 40, but after rough seas you do 10, and then retreat again, and then you
again, all day, every day.
Every day. It's kind of, I don't know. It's odd to see this when regularly Greninja is such an aggressive deck, and now it has to play passively or otherwise it loses.
Definitely. So you're from Canada. Is there any like big differences in the game up there compared to down here you've seen? Oh, you people planning on going to Canada for some Pokemon tournament?
Actually, we got like all of our tournaments cut this year. We
Really?
had Vancouver Regionals isn't happening. Edmonton
What?
Regionals. Edmonton is a city like 3 hours from me. Not happening. Also, both of them got cut because their attendance was too low. So Canadians have a really tough time of it this year. So
that's why you're down here. I'm assuming.
you got to travel, man. You got to travel. I think TJ Turquere, I think he's one of the best players in Canada. He's a really close friend of mine. We live in the same city. He has got a really good shot at it. He has a flight deal with his dad. His dad works for Air Canada, so he's going to be flying out everywhere. He's flying to London. He's going to almost every regionals, so he's got a really good shot of making it. But if you don't have that, it's kind of tough if you live in Canada. There's one Toronto regionals, but yeah, the meta in Canada is kind of like pretty much the same most of the time. Yeah, like I don't know. It depends where you are in Canada. Like, if you go West Coast, there's a lot of really good players on the West Coast, and the East Coast as well. But, like, in the middle, like, I'm kind of from Midwest Canada, there's a lot of, like, there's our team, and then there's a lot of, like, meh players.
Okay.
But West Coast has really good players. Chase Maloney's not really playing this year. Chase Maloney's a great player.
Yeah. We've seen him down here quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, great player.
He used to come to the Dallas Marathon every year.
Oh, yeah.
So.
There's a lot of, like, Pacific... Northwest players as well, like JP and JV Dubs that live like Portland and Seattle area.
Yeah.
Who are also like really tough to contend with. Like the Northwest used to be like a super strong area.
Yeah.
And now it's like kind of dwindling a little bit just because like Chase Malone stopped playing. But still really strong. I don't know. It really depends. But yeah, I don't know. Canada's still good. We got a lot of good West Coast players as well. Yeah, the Lesage brothers. Shout out to Jay and Zach Lesage. They're both really good.
Yeah.
Really good players.
Yeah.
Friends with those guys. They're really good.
What other regionals?
Curtis
are you
Leon is good as well.
What other regionals are you planning on going to?
Oh, just like the Northwest ones. Like Portland, Seattle kind of thing.
Okay. So no Dallas.
Dallas, no. We went to Houston last year.
Uh-huh.
And TJ and I did really bad, but our friend Kale, like top 32.
Kale, the one that was here today?
Oh,
yeah. Got to stream him, I believe, yesterday.
Yeah. He plays Xerneas. Yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah, it was good. So we see, just catching it back with the match, exactly where we left off. Wait a second, they have more cards in their hand. That's about it.
That's true. But they're both at 5 prizes too, so it's like not like Travis has one more prize taken, which I don't know how close it is, but might have put him ahead. I feel like I don't know. Dropping the muscle on Drew Sand was. I don't think he needed to do that.
No.
The second one, I don't think he needed to. It's just one less card, right? And you're going to lose anyway because you have that less card, and you're forced to end before Travis is. Before Travis ever has to use an end any of his cards, you're down 8 cards.
Yeah,
4 vs 4 end.
It's.
And Travis is playing this perfectly. He's not even looking at his cards.
Yeah,
he just draws it, put it on the big pile, and goes for shadows.
And I do believe Drew has less cards in his deck.
Yep,
decked out first.
Yep, which is. It means you lose.
Yeah,
unless he goes to time, which
exactly.
He won't, because we have like.
I really hope that's not what he's trying to do. We have about more than 25 minutes.
I mean, I don't know how many VS or N he's used so far. I know he used an N before.
Yeah,
he had to start cycling them, but you have 8 of them, right? You have 4 VS and you have 4 N. So say he used 1 VS, 1 N, he's now got, and he's already VS'd for N. Yeah. So he's got 5 of these full deck hands before he needs to end. And if that happens to take 45 minutes, Drew wins. And it's not stalling at all. It's literally just what you need to do to win the match.
And they're
both keeping
right
good
now.
pace. They're both they're not being shady at all. This is just good play.
Yeah.
You going to any other regionals this year?
I'll definitely be at Dallas, seeing as I'm local to there. I'll be streaming that tournament as well. I'm trying to make it down to Florida.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm trying to make it over to Florida. Trying to stream there as well, but it's been pretty great. I've actually enjoyed this game quite a bit. I'm really excited to see Standard played as well.
Yeah. Oh, standard's gonna be so cool.
Yeah.
Back to standard, honestly. Okay, so I was talking earlier about standard, where like I was talking to Travis, and he was like kind of the rotation where it's gonna be like big ability decks, big Garbodor decks, big regular non-ability decks to beat the Garb decks.
Yep.
And that's kind of a cycle that happened in 2013.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier.
yeah, right.
It's totally true.
Yeah. Which I totally agree. We have some really strong ability-based decks, and especially when Garbodor doesn't have any tool removal, Garbodor was still played, even when Blastoise Keldeo played like 2 Tool Scrapper. You still play it. And it was like a close matchup. When they don't play Tool Scrapper, you just lose. You just have no outs to that.
But in decks like Greninja can still do damage without
it's
abilities.
Still
It's still good. And also, Volcanion can still do damage without abilities. It's just not as consistent. It's definitely not
20 turns, no 90 a turn.
Yeah.
You know?
The 2 decks, I believe, there may be a third, but the 2 main ones I've seen is Garbodor Scizor and Garbodor Mewtwo.
Yeah, I've seen both of those.
And Mewtwo, I believe if it gets out Garbodor within the first 2 turns, you're going to lose.
Yeah. Against you're talking about against like ability decks, right?
Against for Mewtwo.
Yeah.
If you're playing Volcanion, you lose against it if it gets out Garbodor.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Because then you can't one-shot their Mewtwo's, and because you need 3 energies to be able to do enough damage.
Yeah.
But on the other, and then you beat Scizor.
Yeah. I've also seen Deku playing like Mew, like the versatile Mew, or no, the Dawn of Memories Mew, like the basic one from new format, just to counter Mewtwo EX.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and when you have Garbodor out, it doesn't really matter, but
yeah,
it's just a really good counter. I've seen a lot of decks play. Travis or Drew needs to take 4 prizes before the game to count, right?
Yeah.
Not that it really matters because he won game 1, but
2 prizes.
2. The game count.
He needs to take. You can only have
3.
3. He needs to take more. There needs to be more than.
So that's not an option anymore. Especially when he doesn't play Lysander, he can.
Take
3 more. So he takes 4. Yeah, that's what I thought.
4.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
So
I thought
it doesn't matter.
switch. I thought you could have 4 left. So take 2. But no.
And the deck out's going to happen before that happens anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Yeah, the deck out isn't going to happen, and then
we're going to go to game 2 or game 3 if it's before. If game 3 is going to be super dependent on early turns, and I kind of want to see a sudden death. I low-key kind of... That'd be like such a mix-up from this. Yeah, it's so weird because like first 6 turns is like, holy crap, like this is crazy, and you have to like really watch out what you're doing, and then like this is just retreating and shadow stitching. But like before, sudden death would be really cool, and first few turns of game 3 is going to be really important.
Definitely. It's always so if the first 3 turns go well for both players, it's going to end up something like we're seeing here.
Right.
If they don't for one side, it's going to look like something we saw in game 1.
Yeah, I don't know. Drew's keeping like a really good pace, which I think is like good for Travis. I feel like you can.
Oh, definitely.
You're allowed to. I don't know. You could like take more time if you need to, and like you know what you're doing, so it's like low key, kind of shady. But like I don't know, you're allowed to take 5 seconds to think if you want to do something, and 5 seconds times however many times you Moonlight Slash might just be enough, honestly, for waiting for game.
Yeah.
But that's where the gray area comes in again, right? Because you don't know, like is it scummy because you know you're gonna retreat and Shadow Stitch anyway, or is it like a legitimate play because it's within the boundaries of the rules?
Yeah, it's really hard to say. But I think in a matchup like this, it's not because both players are doing it.
Yep.
You know,
I'm kind of curious what the chat thinks. Okay, so if you think that like if Drew should be not slow playing, but like just playing his turn
to his limits.
Yeah, like say take 4 or 5 seconds before he decides he wants to attach energy or whatever, go 1. And if you think that keeping the pace is better, press 2. I'm just curious what the chat thinks.
That would be actually interesting to see with almost 400 people watching right now.
Yeah.
If
so
not,
one is he should be playing slower. 2 is he's playing at a good pace.
To answer your question, Magic Garb, my thoughts on Darkrai Giratina with Garbodor in it. I don't think that's that bad, actually.
I don't want it.
Really?
Yeah, you have things
that is true, but I feel like your other matchups are pretty solid, and plus you have things like a Max Elixir.
Yeah. And see, we're getting different results from the chat. Somebody says 3 shoutouts to a Squeaky.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I'm seeing more twos.
So I'm seeing. We just got 4 ones.
Yeah,
everyone's
we did.
420, please.
Oh yeah, you are from Canada.
Yeah. So like lot mix. Some people think you should be playing slower. Some people think keeping. I mean, I don't know. If you're Travis, this is good for you. And I don't know. I'd be kind of like tilted if I was Travis, and Drew's playing a little bit slower. But I don't know. It's just different. There's so many different opinions because it's such a gray area. It's literally probably one of the most like gray areas in Pokemon. Is this legal or should you not be doing this? Because you know what you're doing. You're not going to do anything else but Shadow Stitch.
Yeah.
Neither of you, like both of you know. And whether it's within the boundaries of the rules or not, is it moral? That's an entirely different like issue. Like within the rules, and is it like something you should be doing is different.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it is definitely effectively a $2,000 money match. Yeah, it's like a $2,250.
I sort of like how. Well, okay, I don't like, but I think it's sort of comical how Pokemon matches have turned into money matches.
Oh, straight up, they're so big.
Yeah, they really are.
I was literally talking to Travis before, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm about to play $2,000 money match." He literally said that. That's funny that someone dropped that in the chat.
Yeah, because honestly, that is what it is.
I don't know if Travis can win based on time. I don't know how many resources Drew's used. It depends on his versus Seeker end count, honestly. Okay. If he's already used like 5, he's probably going to lose. If he's used like 3, he's might be close.
Yeah. Just based on the game right now, there's less than 20 minutes left in the match. If it keeps up with this pace, of course we don't really know how many cards are in decks.
Yeah.
It's really debatable. It's really up in the air.
Super up in the air. And it really comes down to his discard. If I could tell you what's in his discard pile right now, that'd be sick. But
yeah.
And his prizes as well. If he has like 3 VS prized, he's screwed. Screwed out of his mind.
If he had 3 VS prized, I would have scooped a lot earlier.
Oh, yeah, dude. You're done. Yeah. Okay, someone said if he wants to win, he shouldn't be playing this fast. Morally, you should be playing this way. I think I'm in that same opinion. Like, if you want to win, I think you take 5 seconds before you want to attach, and you take 5 seconds before you want to decide whether attack you want to use. Same for retreat.
Yeah.
That little time adds up, but morally, I'd probably be doing the same thing. Like you don't want to scumbag in top 4. That just, I don't know. It just speaks to your character, like how you play.
Well said. Whoever put that in the chat.
Yeah, well said.
Okay, so to be honest, I haven't been able to flag down the last match, but I did see Will walking around.
Yeah, no, Will lost.
Will lost.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So, no. Will won. Trev won.
Trev won.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna see a Trev. So would you have guys preferred a match where we're actually talking and nothing's really happening, but at least we're talking about stuff?
Trev and Toad Bats, yeah.
Against something that finished really quickly, Yeah. Otherwise, we'd just be waiting for this to happen.
Yeah, I don't know. And I was in the opinion that we should have done Toad Bath Trev, because I know Eric and I talked, and he said it's a bad matchup, he knows that, but he said that if he just goes like straight to Grenade Hammer, and if you can Grenade Hammer and deny consistent item lock, as soon as he breaks that, he's got a good shot.
Yeah,
especially with Lugia too. You can go Lugia if they, I don't know. Oh, he's got the Flare Grunt 2 enhanced hammer though. That's so dumb. That's so good. But yeah, I don't know. I think that. No. But I think that, I think this match is not better in this part where it's like fun to watch people, rotate for niches and Shadow Stitch.
Yeah. But at least you're not watching the blank screen saying waiting for round or for top 2.
Yeah, true. And at the same time, I don't know, Eric can also just get. He could have got to turn 1 Trebbed, and then you just probably lose anyway.
Yeah.
And he silent fears you 4 times, then it's like none of these top 4 matches were super dope. But at least there's some interesting stuff to the first 5-6 turns of this one.
Oh, definitely. And the last one, it's really because we sort of learned a lot as well.
Yeah, as a stream too. I don't know. If I were watching this and I had no idea what the Greninja mirror was like, learning that it's a deck out war is huge. You can misplay this so easy if you don't know.
Because you don't really think about it. It's like 2 Greninja decks that you're spreading damage everywhere.
It's good to know, especially in the standard format coming up where Greninja's going to be pretty big.
Yeah, pretty prominent. And honestly, so these lists are a few cards off of being standard.
Yep. Honestly.
And it's a deck.
A-Spec.
Yeah, so 1, XY, 2. Super Rod is illegal in standard, right?
Is it? No,
Yeah.
Super Rod.
Super
Is
Rod?
Super Rod legal in Standard? Super Rod legal? Yeah, Super Rod is definitely legal in Standard. 100%. Super Rod.
What set was that?
It's like reprinted. What's that? Yeah, Breakthrough. It's in Breakthrough. Yeah.
Oh,
it's in
okay.
Breakthrough.
I thought we were just sitting with Sacred Ash.
No.
Okay.
We got Super Rod, which is super dope.
Okay. So yeah. So you got Computer Surge, obviously.
Do you have Rough Seas still? No, Rough Seas Bubble Clash. Yeah. You still
Yeah.
got Rough Seas.
Yeah.
I don't think you play Rough Seas, honestly, in Greninja. No. Because
I think it really depends on your build.
No, I think it's for Trev.
Really?
I don't know. It's
Well,
like
Trev can still be played in
in Standard.
Standard.
A good Trev, though?
Okay. 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 Okay.
I don't think Trev's very
No.
good Standard.
No, you're
But,
totally right. I totally spaced. For some reason, I thought the Trainer Large one was.
I was
bit
playing
better.
Faded Down for a while in my Greninja list, and
Really?
that stadium's so dope. If they don't knock it, that's 60 damage for free on every Mega in play. It's so dope. It's so good. Keep that low key, chat.
All 400.
All 400 of you, keep it low key. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sacred Ash is still not in Standard.
Okay, so I got those mixed up.
Yeah.
That's my bad.
Yeah, Rod's on Standard. Judges need to take turn taking naps. Yeah, honestly.
I mean,
Sorry.
yeah, they really don't need that much time. They don't need to be watching at the same time, so. Drink.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Grab a cup. Go on, grab a cup.
Yawn, so.
Come on, grab a cup.
Yeah.
Shout out to Slipstream. Grab a cup.
Yeah.
So I think Drew's played like 2 or 3 ends now. Yeah, it's 20 between turns, but if they like at Owen Robinson, it's 20 between turns, but like if they don't bump it, then it's 20 for 60.
Yeah, I understand what you said. Because like at first I was like, "There's no way this stadium does stay
Yeah, that'd
between
be
turns."
broken.
Yeah, that would be broken.
But if they don't bump it,
yeah,
does
exactly. And I think Mega decks are like one of the harder things to deal with Greninja, seeing as
Megas are super, especially when they're
yeah.
in Garb.
Oh yeah,
gross.
yeah, definitely.
And there's a few ways that you can. I'm not going to get to that. That's some spooky Canadian stuff that PM me if you really want to know about my spooky, like Greninja text to beat Garb.
So what is poutine?
Oh, poutine is like the dopest thing ever.
Okay, that's all I've heard about
You
it.
take French fries,
Okay.
and then there's matzah, and there's really hot gravy that you pour over it, and then it melts the cheese, and the cheese and gravy melts. Yeah,
Mozzarella?
yeah, mozzarella cheese.
You just called it
good.
matzo?
Yeah, mozzarella cheese.
They just call it matzo.
Matzo cheese. Okay, it's really good.
Okay, that's definitely on my bucket list. I was at Worlds
so
when it was
good.
in Vancouver, and I
should've got
just
it.
like they had taco time there.
poutine's
I don't have
really
taco
good.
time in Dallas, and
As
Talk
Talk
about food
asked,
really
what's your
quick.
opinion on the Ultimare match? It comes down to text.
for all of you spamming about the freezing on stream, I'm fixing it.
Yeah, it comes down to text. If the Ulta runs like a Skin Gallade, and like if one Ulta doesn't run 2 BKT, they're probably screwed. I don't know. Get this is a really good tech. Leave Ultimare. It comes down to text. It really does. Yeah, the Ultimare money match is really fun. If I play Ranger, does this match go away? Yes. If either of these players played Ranger, this game would already be over.
Oh yeah,
Already be done.
Yeah, we would have been talking about that a long time ago.
Yeah, if it was in the list. But yeah, one Ranger makes this matchup really good. I feel like in Standard, if you don't play Ranger, it's dumb. I almost want to play 2 Ranger in Standard, just so you hit it all the time.
Still got about 12 minutes left in the match, and there's another end.
Yeah, I don't know. Drew might be able to pull this out. I don't know if he has like 2 or 3 more ends left. He might be able to. I
think if he has-
38 minutes when he was doing this. I don't know how many
When he
he's got.
started, I think he's played a total of 3 since.
Tress just looked at his discard. I couldn't tell it. It was too fast.
Still hasn't stopped.
I don't know how many ends.
No, I don't believe he played a versus Secret. It sort of looked like he just played it right out of his hand. Unless,
And
I mean, the judges would
Withix
hold
run
him.
4, right?
Oh yeah,
So many.
I believe this isn't it, is it?
Oh, yo, Ace Trainer might have been so dope. That's actually really important that Travis took that other prize. That's really important. Because if he didn't, then he would have been able to Ace
That's sort of
Trainer him.
interesting. So,
And that's like a
Drew only
quote
plays-
unquote end.
oh, that's actually really important. Drew only plays 3 end.
A 3 end. Yeah, that's pretty big.
Yeah.
4 be a Sigurd. Yeah, that might be big.
Yeah.
How much time left in the match?
10.
Oh, yo, I want this to go to sudden death so bad. Saw three VS Seekers, or 3 Ns. Yeah, I saw a couple of VS Seekers.
At least one was played early game.
Yeah. Oh, crispy boys. Shout out to Zach Sock in the chat. I love that boy. Oh, crispy boys. So funny. Did you see that video?
No.
TJ and I put a Pokemon card in a microwave, and then we put it on Burbank.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was dope, dude. It was so cool.
Really?
Yeah, it like went all electric and stuff.
No way.
It was sick. Yeah, it was awesome.
Was it like a foil card?
No, it was a full art. It was a full art. Yeah, I put a full art Gengar in the microwave. It was awesome.
Man.
It was sick.
That's great, actually.
Yeah.
I was essentially
Drew
putting
was
a
sudden death
tinfoil.
because of Frigadier. Yeah, maybe. I feel like he was sudden death because of Candy more, but at the same time, like, who cares? Because you can just not start Talonflame and then draw dead and lose, because that's how Greninja works sometimes. You just get Greninja hands, and then you're like, oh crap, there's a
Greninja hands.
yeah, that's a real phrase. I learned that
My
word. So like,
hands.
well, this is a Greninja hand. This is
Yep.
a bunch of Pokemon and nothing else.
Definitely.
Yeah, it comes down to Drew's resources, and honestly, it doesn't really matter the stream froze because I bet you guys can guess what he's doing.
I think it's this right here. Yeah, it is. So just try not to touch it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Give me 1 second, guys. There it goes. Cool. Sorry about that. I mean, let me tell you what you missed.
He
Absolutely
retreated the
nothing.
Rough Seas.
Yep.
We're gonna do an ASMR about Greninja. Retreat. Rough Seas.
He's gonna use the moves Shadow
Oh, he's
Stitching.
gonna versus script for an N and play the zero cards in deck, and he's just N.
Looks
I
like,
don't want to do that anymore.
looks like
That's
a
kinda
card
gross.
was drawn.
Oh man. Yeah, Tress. I don't. He's kind of looking down. Like maybe that's just because he's been playing Greninja Mirror for like an hour, but it might also be because he knows like Drew has like 2 ends left or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and to be honest, I needed to go to the bathroom since the beginning of the match.
Actually said.
Yo, so right as soon as the match is over,
Yep, very.
it's going to be a few more minutes until we can start the next one because I'm running to the bathroom. I'm going to be like, congratulations, guys. Like,
You got Future Boxes later.
yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. Greninja's gonna be dope in standard. If you are prepared for Greninja or Volcanion in standard, you're not gonna be doing very well in standard this year. PSA to the audience: be aware of those 2 decks. They're both really good.
Yeah.
It'd be really funny if one player just said pass instead of Shadow Stitching.
I know, or accidentally said something like the other
Moonlight
Slash, and just like sort of stood there for a second.
That'd be really bad.
Yeah, especially with both of them having 2 Ninja breaks out.
Yep, you're done. I think you lose.
Oh, you definitely do.
Yeah, 100% you're done. Because then the other player can just go like Moonlight Slash.
There's the I think.
What? How
Okay,
much time?
so we just played another end. So, okay, so
I think that's like
for-
6. I think that's like 6.
Yeah. Okay, but
It's
how
gonna
it's
come down to time.
how
It's
been
gonna be
going-
really close.
How it's been going is, since he started, I believe that is his 5th end thing, since we said it was about 30 minutes left.
Yep.
So, averaging
5 or 6 minutes
each,
yeah, per.
but going down in time because it takes less time for him to draw out of his deck.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Yeah. So at this point, he'll need at least 1 more end,
Yep.
and then it will come down to what's in his price cards.
And Travis is playing so fast here. They're literally just like Travis isn't even retreating. I don't think anymore. He's just moving damage counters.
I think he's been doing that this entire time, just because like.
It's just
and
smarter.
Drew is because he has like the special water, which I don't know. It's a little flaky,
Yeah.
but it's something you do have to do.
Yep. And see, they're just going turn after turn after turn. They're going so fast right now.
They
Which,
really
I mean,
are.
shout out to Drew. Like that's honestly just
Yeah.
a stand-up thing to do. I mean,
Yeah.
you may as well give. You don't want to give your opponent a shot, but like you also don't want to like do that to your opponent. You know. How much time is left? How much time are we at?
We
Last
are
time I
at
checked, we were at like 12 minutes. We got
Yeah.
like 6 minutes left.
Yep. 5:30.
6 minutes and then 3 turns that really don't matter. Really don't matter.
Yeah, at all.
Yeah, winning game 1 is really important for Drew here. Really important. I kind of want this to end like really exciting. I wanted to end with a bang. I wanted to end with sudden death. I don't want it to end with like some stupid. Oh, I have cards in my deck and it's a game.
It's a race to the finish with that sudden death. I'd really like to see it.
Oh, Kyle Sablehouse or Ryan. Kyle or Ryan. I don't know who's under the Sablehouse name. If you don't like memes, I don't want to say please leave our chat, but you gotta like memes, man. Memes. Dreams are made memes.
You ban people? Like a few people first spamming just memes, which is, it's funny. But it's really annoying when all you see is like the koala face or whatever it is.
Also spam memes.
I have nothing against funny memes, though.
Yeah, good memes are good.
Yeah.
Okay, so something super dope just happened.
Yeah.
Okay, so you see all that damage on Drew? Brew just baited the crap out of Travis. So Drew has that Ace Trainer, right? Drew wants Travis to kill that Greninja, right? So that he can Ace Trainer. And as soon as he Ace Trainers him, that's more cards in deck. Because you have a chance when you have that. But you don't have a chance when you don't have those cards in deck. Because he literally needs those cards in deck.
Yeah.
But that's kind of super dope. I kind of really like that.
It's really interesting. No, it didn't look like it went through. Okay, so it looks like there's damage on the Greninja, but I don't think...
Well,
this is actually really interesting.
Ooh, this is kind of really spooky from Drew. So Travis has the option to either... He can kill here, but then he gets Ace Trainer.
Yeah.
If he Ace Trainers to like Juniper, it doesn't matter, because then he can potentially... Can he kill the other Greninja? Yeah, he can kill it. He can kill both Greninjas.
Now this depends on what Travis is going to do. He could take the knockout, and if he does, he's going to get Ace Trainer.
He's going to get Ace Trainer.
But
or he could end take the knockout.
Yeah.
Oh, yo, if he ends and takes the knockout, oh man, this is getting juicy. This is getting juicy. Moonlight Slash. Do you think we're going to see Moonlight? No, he's going to kill it. He's going to kill it. Yeah, he hit it with the Greninja. Right. Yeah, he's going to Moonlight.
It's a knockout.
He's going to Shadow Stitch.
Yeah, it's a Shadow Stitch.
Yeah, Shadow Stitch knock it out.
Yeah, because
I think
of the muscle band.
I think really needed to end this turn. But like, I don't know, if Travis can hit a VS for a Fisherman or a Fisherman, he just wins the game. Yeah. So that's really high risk, high reward play for Drew. Really interesting. I kind of like it.
So he takes a knockout. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left.
He's got a... Oh, man.
See the Froakie go down.
This is really interesting.
Whoa.
Ooh.
So...
He's going to Shadow Stitch here.
Definitely.
If Travis can hit the first Seeker for a Lysander and kill the Froakie, I don't know how many Death Seekers Travis has left, but it's probably pretty high. Because he hasn't needed to use N, right?
Yeah.
Drew's probably straight out of Death Seekers.
What's that? Yeah, I mean, why no need for me to do it, so might as well stop going.
Yeah, and Andrew does play the 2 Ace Trainers.
Also the Frogadier.
I'm sure
Travis needs to kill that Frogadier really bad.
Yeah.
He's just shadow stitching, hoping that he whiffs.
I think Andrew can do this. Legitimately.
Yeah, I think Andrew can do this too. That was such a good play.
Yeah, it really was.
Especially when you have all those cards in your hand, like you just hit the other Greninja.
Yeah, it's such a really interesting. So when he goes down in cards in his deck, he's going to be able to Ace Trainer.
Travis needs to like kill 2 things right now.
Yeah, and it's not to try to deck out at that point. It's he's known for a while. He's not going to win by decking him out.
Yeah.
We've all shown it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! I think the game is going to go to Andrew at this point.
I think so too.
What an excellent play!
Really good play for Andrew.
Yeah.
Honestly, we almost missed it. Shout out to Danielle Villa for actually watching the game. For the most part,
Yeah, and I don't
we
think
looked
Travis
away
knows.
for like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
It's like, oh well, you missed the dopest play ever.
Yeah, the little thing happened. That's so interesting because I don't think an ace trainer had been played, and I don't know. Maybe Travis wasn't paying attention to discards.
Travis also plays an ace trainer, right? So like, I feel like he just knows about that play. Yeah, they both play ace trainer. So I feel like Travis just knows about that play.
So then why do you think he took the knockout? Or maybe he didn't have the
Maybe
option
he wasn't
not
thinking
to.
about it. Maybe he wasn't thinking about it.
Yeah. Well, it could potentially come back and
It
bite
really
him, but-
depends down. They're about to get
10
time
seconds.
called right now, and it doesn't matter. He's got too many cards in deck. That's a dope play that like just seals it anyway. But yeah,
Time has been called.
Travis is really frustrated.
He knows it's over.
This is the second regionals that I know of.
Oh
Travis
my
is going
goodness.
only top 4.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
So
The plays.
it's really good place. Really good place.
Oh my goodness. All right, guys.
GG from both these guys.
Yeah,
Good
definitely.
First few turns were really good.
I guess we will be right back with.
Yeah, I'm going to be signing off.
Andrew.
Someone else. I think.
Yeah, we are gonna have Jeremy Jallin
Jallin's going to
come on the next
for,
one.
Top Cut.
So thank you for being on the stream again.
No
it was
worries.
actually really nice meeting you too.
You bet.
So
it was fun. It was a good stream. It was,
yeah,
it was a good
definitely,
game
definitely.
regardless of Greninja, man.
All right, so we will be right back with Andrew. Stay tuned.